focus now to West Asia, which is witnessing a new conflict. We are not talking about the well-known tensions between Iran and Israel, but a war that's happening along the Syria-Jordan border. It's against Captagon, a highly addictive amphetamine-like drug. Captagon, in fact, has grown increasingly popular in the region amidst the ongoing conflict. It is being used by taxi drivers, students, militia fighters, and even high-powered executives, reportedly. They turn to this drug to stay awake, work long hours, or simply escape from stress. According to the Wall Street Journal, this booming drug trade is now worth billions and is worsening regional issues. It is funding conflicts and weapons purchases while also posing a serious security threat to neighbouring countries. Here's what else we know at this point. According to the Wall Street Journal, Captagon production and trafficking have become a lifeline for Bashar al-Assad's Syrian regime, which has, by the way, turned to the drug trade to ease the economic toll of years of sanctions. Iran-backed militias, including Hezbollah, are reportedly also profiting from the drug trade. They are allegedly using the proceeds from this drug trade to buy weapons. While Syria denies any involvement in drug trafficking, a report from the Observatory of Political and Economic Networks says that the Assad regime made an annual average of around $2.4 billion from Captagon sales between 2020 and 2022. That's nearly a quarter of Syria's GDP. And now US officials have warned that the Captagon trade is undermining stability in Jordan and Saudi Arabia, both of which are important American allies in the region. Naturally, America is concerned. Jordan has taken action by deploying about a third of its military to reduce the flow of drugs and weapons from Syria. However, smugglers are allegedly using a variety of techniques, including concealing the pills in trucks, using drones, and even using catapults to launch the drugs over the border walls to move Captagon. In fact, early this year, one of the most lethal incidents associated with the Captagon trade took place when explosions demolished a residence in the village of Orman, located near Syria's border with Jordan. 10 people, including 5 women and 2 children, were reportedly killed in the explosion. Syria accused Jordan of executing the airstrikes, which is an uncommon cross-border action by the Jordanian military. Jordan, which chose not to comment on the event, later announced that it would persist in its efforts to combat drug and weapon smuggling along the border. But violence along the border has escalated to the extent that Jordan's military has implemented a shoot-to-kill policy for those trying to cross illegally. But smugglers are also using unusual methods, such as homing pigeons to transport small quantities of crystal meth across the border, beg your pardon. In response to the escalating crisis, the United States has put sanctions on those associated with the manufacturing and trafficking of Captagon. In mid-October, in fact, the U.S. Treasury Department sanctioned 3 persons allegedly connected to the drug trade that supports the Assad regime and Hezbollah. The Captagon Act, signed by President Joe Biden in December 2022, outlines the American strategy to fight drug smuggling. Washington wants to basically control the drug trade by building partnerships with West Asian law enforcement agencies, and so far the U.S. has refrained from sending troops to the region, but it does supply Jordan with surveillance equipment, satellite-guided bombs, and training for the border forces. Still, Captagon's popularity has spread across the Arab world. Users are reportedly also pairing it with crystal meth and ketamine. And now its presence has even reached ports in Europe, with large seizures made in Italy and Greece, reportedly. Experts warn that these networks are slowly expanding into Europe and may eventually reach North America. Now the Captagon crisis is being witnessed as both a public health and security threat. Jordan and other neighbouring countries are under pressure to curb the flow of the drug. Jordan's Deputy Prime Minister, in fact, also met with the President, Assad, recently to discuss the rising threat of drug smuggling. The results of these efforts, what are they? Well, so far, they have been limited. Jordan's anti-drug department has already reported a 24% increase in drug-related arrests from last year. It is a lucrative trade, in fact, often compared to a shadow economy. And as of now, it is showing no signs of slowing down.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.